Oh, what's going on, guys? HK Titan here with a brand new video for you guys. But first things first, as always, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So in today's video, we have another awesome Chimps challenge for you guys. And for today's Chimps challenge, we will be doing a support monkey only chimp strategy. So as you guys can see, we only have 3 towers to choose from. Of course, because this is a support only chimps challenge, we will not have access to a hero. So again, we will only have these 3 towers to choose from. Which is exactly why I chose to play on the map Bloons, because we need a little bit of help for this one, because we really don't have too much popping power here to work with. I mean, the engineer monkey isn't bad once you get him upgraded, but he's not a very good tower to start off these chimps challenges with. So guys, while we're saving up for our first upgrade, which is going to be the larger service area, I just want to say thank you guys so much for clicking on the video and watching. I really appreciate the support, but I want to go ahead and talk to you guys really quick while we are upgrading this engineer monkey, and I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. First off, are you guys enjoying this Chimps challenge series? If so, would you guys like to see me try to do like primary only and matching monkey only and military only on some harder maps? Now, we went ahead and we beat a bunch of beginner maps with the primary only, the military only, the magic only, and now we have it with the support only. So please feel free to let me know in the comments below if you guys would like to see me try out some of these restricted strats on some of the harder maps. Also, if you guys would like to challenge me to like using only like 3 or a specific amount of towers, or if you guys had like 4 towers that you would like to see me come up with a chimp strat with, you guys can feel free to let me know in the comments below about that as well. So enough of that fun stuff, let's go ahead and jump back into it. As you guys can see, we have our engineer monkey upgrade to the sentry gun. Now that we have our engineer monkey upgrade to the sentry gun, I'm feeling a little bit more confident in the fact that we'll be able to get our strategy rolling. So now that we have our engineer monkey upgrade to a 210, the next thing that we need to start thinking about is how are we going to deal with the lead balloons and how are we going to deal with the camo balloons? Because as we know, the engineer monkey by himself cannot deal with the camo balloons unless we upgrade him to the cleansing foam. Now, if we upgraded the engineer monkey to the cleansing foam, that is a option to deal with lead balloons and deal with camo balloons, but it is a little bit unreliable. So our next option is we could either go for a monkey village or we could go for a spike factory. Now, my best option and what I think is going to be the most effective is going to be going for the spike factory. It is a little bit of an investment, but as long as we make sure that we get the right upgrades, it shouldn't hurt us too bad. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and upgrade to the spike factory, and then we need to have him upgrade to the right pathway before round 28. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to round 28, and I'll bring you guys back as soon as I get there. Alright guys, here we are on round 28, and as you guys can see, we have our spike factory upgrade to a 220. So now the only thing we need to do is we need to hope that this is going to be enough to deal with round 28. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a spoiler and let you guys know that it's definitely gonna be enough, because we went ahead and we have a lot of time in order for our spike factory to produce the spikes. Now, a question that you guys may be asking yourself is, why did I place the engineer monkey way over here on the right hand side? Now, it may not make too much sense right now, but once we start progressing further and further with the strat, it will start to make more and more sense as we start placing down more and more towers. So the next upgrade that we want to go with is we want to go ahead and upgrade our spike factory to spike balls to go ahead and increase our spike factory's popping power. Following that, we want to go ahead and buy a couple of monkey villages. And we also want to spend a little bit more money on our engineer monkey and upgrade him to sprockets. That way we get a little bit faster firing coming from our turrets. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and do another little bit of a speedy bit, and I'll bring you guys back on round 40. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and bring you back on round 40 to give you another little bit of a status update. And as you guys can see, of course, we have our Spike Factory upgraded to the Spike Balls. And we also have 2 monkey villages here. So as you guys can see, I did upgrade this 1 monkey village to the grow blocker. And that is a very, very important part of this entire process. Because if we didn't have that grow blocker, then we would actually lose to regen balloons. And the only reason why we would lose to the regen balloons is because of our engineer monkey, because although he's trying his hardest to pop all of these balloons, when it comes to the regen balloons, he's just not enough in order to be very helpful. So in order to make sure that our engineer monkey doesn't cause us to lose, we want to go for the grow blocker just to make sure that he doesn't hurt us too bad with these regen balloons, because again, it can hurt us really, really bad. As you guys can see right there, the regen balloons almost made it through, and it was pretty much solely because of this boy right here. So let's go ahead and upgrade it to Spike Balls now to go ahead and give us a little bit more popping power. Now that we have all of this, the next thing that we want to go ahead and do is we want to upgrade this monkey village up to jungle drums. That way we can get a little bit faster popping power coming from our engineer boy and of course our Spike Factory as well. Now the next thing that we want to do is, even though we have 2 monkey villages already, we also have our Spike Factory upgrade to Spike Balls. We need to save up for Spike Mines, and immediately after buying Spike Mines, the next thing that we want to do is we want to buy ourselves another monkey village. And the next monkey village that we're going to end up buying is going to play a very crucial role, especially when we start getting to some of the later rounds. And I'll go ahead and explain to you guys the whole process as soon as we get there. So guys, the only thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be upgrading the Spike Factory to Spike Mines. I'll be upgrading this Engineer Monkey to Sentry Expert. And then I'll be placing down another Spike Factory as soon as we get the money. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and do another little bit of a speedy bit up until the point where I have all of those towers placed down and upgraded. And I'll bring you guys back as soon as I do. Alright guys, we are officially on round 55, and as you guys can see, our strategy is still holding up strong. And there we go, now we can officially afford to buy the Spike Storm. Now the reason why we have I wanted to go for a Spike Storm is just to make sure that we had a button that we could press at any given point in time, just in case the balloons were coming a little bit too much for our towers to deal with. As you guys can see, we also have the Spike Factory upgraded to Spike Mines, and then we haven't done any changes to these 2 monkey villages yet. The next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be upgrading this Engineer Monkey all the way up to Sentry Paragon. Now, as you guys can see, I didn't mention this monkey village before, and this monkey village again plays a very, very crucial role. And what that role is to make sure that the regen balloons don't get too out of hand. Because again, our engineer boy, even though he's trying his hardest, does end up causing a lot of regeneration, especially when we start getting to the later rounds. Now, once we get him upgraded to the Sentry Paragon, it's not going to be that bad, but we still have quite a road to go up until we get him, until we get him upgraded to the Sentry Paragon. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a speedy bit all the way up until the point where we can afford to buy the Sentry Paragon, and I'll go ahead and bring you guys back as soon as we do. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and bring you back towards the end of round 75, because round 76 can be a little bit of a doozy to deal with. So as soon as we can finish up with round 75, I'll go ahead and slow things down just a little bit. Now, as you guys can see, we have a lot of ceramic balloons to deal with, and they're all regen balloons. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we time our carpet of spikes as best we can to make sure that we don't mess this up too bad, to make sure that we're able to deal with a majority of these balloons. Hopefully, because of this monkey village right here, we should be able to finish off all of these balloons before they leave. If we get the timing wrong, then we could always go ahead and do a little bit of a home reset. But there we go. We ended up getting the placement of our monkey village correct, and luckily, this monkey village was enough to make sure that those regen balloons didn't regen too much. Alright, so I did mention at the start of the guide, like, why I chose to place all the towers over here on the right hand side. So if you guys want to take a guess, what do you guys think the reason is I placed all the towers over here on the right hand side? Now, if your guys' answer was because of this boy right here, then you guys were 112% right. The reason why I wanted to place the engineer monkey and all of the towers over here on the right hand side is so our spiked mines had a little bit more time to actually place down the mines themselves. Because if our spike factory didn't have enough time to place down those spiked mines, then we definitely would have lost quite a few rounds ago. And don't worry, guys, I definitely know I would have lost because it took me quite a few attempts to make sure that I had the positioning of all of these towers correct. Alright, now that we have our engineer monkey upgraded to the Sentry Paragon, we can go ahead and splurge a little bit and upgrade this monkey village up to a radar scanner, which will now allow our Sentry Paragon to pop the camo balloons. Again, the only reason why I didn't have it before is because our towers were struggling a little bit in dealing with the regen balloons, so I wanted to give our towers a little bit of a break whenever we were dealing with the camo regen balloons. Alright, now that we have the Sentry Paragon, the next thing that we want to go for is we want to come back up here to this spike factory, and we're going to be saving up to $43,000 in order to upgrade it to the carpeted spikes. So guys, there's not much else that we need to do all the way up until that point. I don't even think we need to activate our carpeted spikes because now that we have the Sentry Paragon, we're setting in a much better position. So guys, I really hope you're enjoying so far. If you guys are, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, if you guys aren't subscribed yet and you guys managed to make it this far, please feel free to hit that subscribe button as well, because I do upload quite a bit of Bloons Tower Defense 6 content. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do that little bit of a speedy bit, and I'll see you guys here in just a couple of rounds. Alright guys, here we are on round 89. As you guys can see, we now have enough money to upgrade our spike factory up to carpeted spikes. Now that we have our carpeted spikes, we are setting in a much better position because now we have this free spike storm that we get every few seconds. So now that we have the carpeted spikes, we still are not in the clear because even though the carpeted spike is going to do a decent amount of damage, we definitely still need a little bit more Moab popping power. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and come down here next to our original spike factory, and we're going to go ahead and place down another spike factory right next to it. And then if I can actually manage to click on it here, we're going to go ahead and upgrade this one all the way up to the spike mines as well, because the spike mines have been doing so well for us and allowing us to make it to this super late game. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to round 98, and I'll bring you guys back on round 98 while I place down a couple more of these spike factories. Alright guys, I know I said I was going to fast forward all the way until round 98, but I felt that was a little bit too far away. So as you guys can see, we now have another spike factory upgraded to spike mines. So now we have quite a bit of damage down here at the bottom. As you guys can start to seeing, we have a lot of spike mines down here at the very bottom, which will allow us to deal with these DDT balloons. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be going for one last spike mines, then we're going to go ahead and grab one more spike factory as well to go ahead and make sure that we're able to deal with the bad balloon. Alright, round 96 shouldn't give us any trouble. The only round that gets a little bit hairy is going to be round 98. But luckily, because we have so many spiked mines, and of course we have the Sentry Paragon and the carpeted spikes, it's not going to give us too much of a hard time. Alright, so let me see. We almost have enough money to upgrade to the spiked mines. So while we are saving up the rest of the money and placing down these last couple of towers, again, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. It has been absolutely amazing. I can't believe that we're getting closer and closer to 15,000 subscribers. It's actually insane. Right, there we go. There's our spiked mines, and like I was saying at the start, if you guys would like to see me try to do the primary only, the military only, the magic monkeys on some of the harder maps, like intermediate maps next, then we can try out advanced maps. I don't know how well some of these strats would work on advanced maps, but I'll never know unless I try. So again, please feel free to let me know in the comments below if you guys would like to see me start trying out some of the harder maps where I limit the towers that I use. On top of that, if you guys have any like strategies that you guys want to see done, opposed to like specific guides, because I am working on a bunch of guides. Don't worry, I'm working on the quad guides, I'm working on the ouch guides, I'm working on a bunch of different stuff. But again, I just want to like space out my guides because I'm actually debating on starting a brand new full Bloons Tower Defense 6 playthrough from start all the way to the very end, and basically show you guys the process that I go through in upgrading all my towers, and which maps I black border first, which maps I black border after that, which is going to be a little bit annoying, especially since I've already made it so far. But if it's something that you guys would like to see, I would definitely be willing to do it only for you guys. Alright, there we go. Around 100. Let's just go ahead and activate both of our spike storms here, and we should be able to get both of our spike storms back relatively quick because it's not a super long cooldown. So luckily, because our Sentry Paragon has its turrets placed down here, we are pretty much going to have the bad balloon pop before it even reaches the bottom right hand corner. So guys, while we are finishing off these ZOMGs one last time, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please feel free to hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe as well. I do upload quite a bit of Bloons Tower Defense 6 content. But anyways, guys, you guys already know what time it is. I hope you guys have the most amazing day of your lives, and I will see you guys in the next one.